Well, welcome back to Virginia This Morning, live here on CBS 6. Did you know March is Optimism Month? Recently, Jessica spoke with a financial expert who shares his insight on how to have a rosy outlook on your future, including retirement. Here's that conversation.
Well, did you know that March is Optimism Month? We're joined today by certified financial planner Jeremy Shipp. And Jeremy, I had no idea, but I'm happy to learn that that's the case.
Well, I'm grateful to be here, Jess, and I'm excited to have this forward-looking conversation with you.
Thank you. You always seem incredibly upbeat and very measured. And I know we've talked before about how you really work on life hacks and things to propel you forward and making those efficiencies. And I think that this might fall within that window. Being optimistic has a profound impact on things to come. That's what you're sharing.
It absolutely does. And there's some real science behind that positive outlook. The National Academy of Sciences came out with a study showing that optimistic people on average have a 15% longer lifespan. So yeah, my biohacking, my positive outlook, wanting to live till 121 is really borne out by the science in having that positive outlook, being able to look forward and understand where we want to go and what we want to get to.
Jeremy, when we think about this optimism, does that mean you're upbeat and happy and no worries, no cares all the time?
Not necessarily. It really starts with a projection into the future and visualizing what we want. So it comes down to what and why. For instance, in retirement, I ask my clients, what does success look like for you in retirement? What do you want to do when you're done working for your money and your money is now working for you? So do you want to be playing more golf? Do you want to travel? Do you want to see family? And then why is that important? What is your burning desire to meet that successful outcome in retirement? I'm reminded of a very famous book called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. And he related that having a meaning, having a purpose in life is going to drive you forward and keep you moving. So having that burning desire, that visualization of what success looks like for us is going to ground us and understand what steps we want to start taking today to deal with life's challenges.
It makes sense, and it gives you that roadmap of, okay, I have the place that I'm headed. There may be some, detours along the way, but I feel good about this. This is what I'm sort of manifesting for myself. Now, with those detours, Jeremy, that's part of the course, right? It's okay to be optimistic and yet have these side tracks.
Yeah, the speed bumps along the road and the road of life, I like to say. I was surprised in my research to learn that optimists actually expect more bad things to happen during their life. And I think that's because we are wanting to deal with reality and understand we have a positive outlook of where we want to go, so we can then bring that back to now and put money away for the future. The Harvard Business Review actually showed that optimists are 30% more likely to put money away into an emergency fund than their opposite cohort of pessimists. And that comes to, they have a burning desire of where they want to go. They know that life is going to happen. And hey, the last year has certainly taught us that, right? I mean, the only constant in life these days is change. So understanding that's going to happen, getting some money put away into that emergency fund to weather those storms, it's going to allow us to continue having that optimistic outlook. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy as far as reinforcing continually over and over those positive actions to be ready for those curveballs life will throw at us.
Jeremy, you raise a great point. The last year certainly has been one gigantic curveball that's been incredibly hard to capture. Have you found that folks have used that to shift that perspective? It's hard to say that you've gone optimistic after the year that we've had, but in terms of making those planning arrangements, has this shifted perspectives? Are you seeing that?
I have. I've seen that people actually, on average, are saving more money. They are putting more money away. This has really hit home the idea that anything can happen at any time. So when you have a chance to live your life being positive, moving forward, go ahead and take that. I mean, grab life by the horns and ride it as long as you can. So it certainly brings a dose of realism to just the unknowns of life. I mean, tomorrow's not promised. 5 years in the future aren't promised. Certainly 20, 30 years, we have no idea what the world would look like. So it really reinforces having some money to bob and weave as we go through, as we move along the way. And part of that helps with having a feeling of empowerment, of going out and doing some research, getting some knowledge as far as what should we be doing with our money. People will say knowledge is power, and the first part of that is potential power. So learning, understanding financial management, going out there and looking at your sources, whether it's internet, radio, books, TV, what have you, but learning some basics is really going to help put people in a feeling of empowerment to weather those storms, move forward towards their goals.
And Jeremy, as we wrap up, you hit the nail on the head. Maybe we found ourselves, if you've been fortunate enough to maintain employment and have that income still coming in over the last year, you may have found yourself saving more. There may be a little bit to begin that nest egg, and then you start getting into money management. And you want to work with a professional now as you maybe are shifting that perspective.
It's certainly a great idea. As I mentioned, the first step, gaining that general knowledge that you can get out there on the internet. There's so much knowledge and information out there. It's easy to find some. Sometimes you'll find some contradictory information out there on the internet. And that's where, to feel a little bit more conviction and confidence in what you want to do personally, that's when you want to go hire that financial professional. So certified financial planner, a financial fiduciary, to give you more of a specific tailored plan for you that would be in your best interest. I mean, that's why my clients come and hire me, because they see all this different information on the internet. They would like me to decipher that for them, put it into understandable strategies that they can employ, move forward, and realize that positive vision for their optimistic outcome in retirement.
That's a positive outlook, and we're optimistic about it. Thank you so much, Jeremy Shipp. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Jess.
Happy Optimism Month. Have a great day yourself.